My name is John Moschino, and I'm here with Eric Kenvin. We will be guiding you through a brief tour outlining some of the main game components of an open source game that we are developing along with others for the XO, Mathematical Adventure Fortune Hunter. We are currently students at Rochester Institute of Technology in Rochester, New York, United States. Fortune Hunter is an adventure game with an underlying and inherent math theme, structured to educate players in various mathematical concepts. The educational content was collected from a 4th grade math curriculum set by Boston, Massachusetts. This is the curriculum that has been situated in many developing nations where our primary audience of 4th grade students can be found. Fortune Hunter is designed to use math as a basis for gameplay, rather than proposing straight problems. You will need to use the math skills you learn in the classroom to defeat enemies and solve puzzles. The game is structured as a 2D dungeon-styled adventure. Players will need to complete multiple dungeons as they travel around the globe to hidden places and uncover mysteries in search of a treasure. From the title screen, there are 3 options at the moment, with many more to come. Choosing Tutorial will launch a brief game setup sequence that will guide you in the 2 methods of inputting onto the XO. The first and primary method is to swing the monitor around and lay it back down, using the directional pad and 4 buttons to the sides of the screens for input. The second method is to just use the XO as you would any other laptop computer. You may also exit the game from this screen, returning you to the XO's home screen. There will be a future option to continue a saved game and select cleared levels, but for now, we're just going to start a new game. The first thing you'll notice is the game's look. We chose to go with the cartoon-styled graphics because they are fun for all ages, but especially kids. Occasionally there will be intermittent FMCs, or full-motion comics, that will add to the story arc in a video format like you're seeing now. We are working on figuring this out at the moment. The FMCs are currently very basic, but will look like featured comic books with motion and voiceover. The very first time you do anything, you'll be guided through a tutorial to show you how. I'll skip these for now and just tell you myself. Traveling around is very easy. You can turn left and right and walk through any doors you are facing. Players will travel room to room and explore to complete the game. To the bottom of the screen, you will notice a mini-map. The mini-map shows your current position in the dungeon so you won't get lost. It rotates according to the direction you're facing. Rooms are color-coded based on their status. If you haven't been there, it'll be white. Green means you have been there, and red shows the room where you currently are. Pressing the square button while walking around will bring up the macro map. This map works with the same functionality as the mini, just showing you a larger area at a time. You may also see door status from this map. This will help you to remember if a door is locked, unlocked, or has a puzzle element associated with it. Pressing the check button will execute a search of the room. The ancient amulet the players get in the very beginning of the story has some mysterious properties and will unveil any hidden secrets in a room. Also, while walking around, you can press circle to bring up the player statistics screen. From here you can see how many health points you have remaining, how many akals, the game's currency, you have, and view a list of your inventory. Your inventory contains all of your items and collectibles and equipables found throughout the game. From this screen, you may also equip a weapon, armor, or accessory. These will improve your statistics, making it easier for you to continue. Different items have different effects, so it's always best to play around with what you need at the moment. If you are lower on health or need to use an item for some other reason, you may also do so from this screen as well. Players can equip 4 items to use while in combat, which we'll discuss shortly. While walking around, you may stumble upon keys. Keys will get you through locked doors. It's best to look everywhere for them. If a room contains items, you will collect them, adding them to your inventory. Hidden items may also be found using the amulet search. If you enter a puzzle room, you'll be thrown into solving that. If you enter a room containing enemies, you'll be forced into warding them off. When a player enters combat with enemies, a new menu will appear. This menu has different options for attacking the enemies. Each attack type is related to a different mathematical concept. For now, we have a basic attack, a special attack, and a magic attack. I should point out that as soon as you execute an attack of any type, a blue countdown timer will appear. The timer reflects how much damage you deal. The faster you correctly answer, the more damage the attack will do. If the timer should run out, then the enemy will get the chance to attack you instead. The key to victory is to keep your brain active so you can answer quickly and correctly. You will also notice your health gauge, which shows you how well you are doing. If your health decreases, you may wish to use a health restoring item. If your health ever depletes entirely, your game is over and you must start again from the latest checkpoint. Choosing basic attack will deal a very small amount of damage automatically to the enemy. There's a 50% chance to upgrade to a critical attack. This will require a multiplication problem to be solved to maximize the damage. The numbers are random and the range for these numbers are based on the game's difficulty setting but never exceed 12 times 12. Special attacks deal with adding fractions. The goal here is to sum up all sorts of fractions to 1. Doing so will let you complete the attack. If you fail or run out of time, the enemy will attack you instead. Magic attacks deal with geometrical shapes. You will be shown a glyph. You must then choose the specific shape segments that make up parts of the glyph to complete it as a whole. This attack deals with translations and rotations as well as other geometrical concepts. When you defeat all of the on-screen enemies, you will be brought to the victory screen. This just shows you any spoils you've won, such as a call or items. Sometimes you will encounter Fortune Hunter's Merchant. The purpose of shopping in the game is to promote healthy bargaining skills. You may either buy or sell goods to the merchant. One main difference is that our merchant system makes the player responsible for knowing what to pay instead of being told what to pay. If you want to buy 4 remedies at 20 akal a piece, you'll need to tell the merchant, "I'll give you 80 for them." Depending on the merchant difficulty setting, he will behave in different ways. With the merchant set to consumer mode, he will continually suggest a new deal if the player just can't get the math right, helping them along the way until they do. On trader mode, he will attempt to confuse the player, offering bad deals himself or making them second guess themselves into paying him too much. The player can also do this back to him. In the hardest setting, merchant mode, the players will only get to utilize the merchant 1 time per level. This forces them into solving harder algebraic equations because they need to buy more at one time. If remedies are 20 akal a piece and elixirs are 40 akal a piece, then the player will need to solve 20x plus 40y, where x and y are how many of each items are wanted. In addition to the harder math, the merchant will still attempt to confuse the players into accepting bad deals. As I mentioned earlier, this is an open source project. That means that anyone, anywhere, can help out in any way, at any time. The latest release version of Fortune Hunter is available for download now on XO. So if you want to download, help out, or just learn more, visit http://wiki.sugarlabs.org/go/fortune_hunter. Alright, this concludes the tour of Fortune Hunter. Thank you for watching, and we hope you keep an eye on the game in the future.